yeah, learning so much about this type of video.
Yeah.
Yeah, just I know you do mostly like longer stuff, so you're probably a pro at that. But for me, I'm like, oh man, like
No, and I know a lot of people are like, man, your videos. Before I was like, man, your videos are so long, and
yeah.
I'll sometimes talk to John Yamasato a little bit,
Oh, yeah.
and then he came up with this thing. He's all like, you're a documenter, you document things, and after that, I was like, you know, that's kind of true, and I like that. That's why my videos are so long. So
Yeah.
it's not like the cut up, fast, vlog kind of thing. It's like, it's like I want to remember everything I did there and be able to watch it again.
Yeah.
But I also want to share that with everybody. So
Yeah.
I think that's my thought. And at first I was kind of hesitant to go that route or to actually admit that I was doing that. But now I'm all like, nah, that's okay. So my stuff is long. It's okay.
Yeah. No, I think that's really good. That's one of the things I was gonna ask later. But what was your like initial intent and maybe how it's changed over time? Because I know when you start, right? You started long time ago, right?
Yeah. I mean, when I started, it was just I wasn't even meaning to do this like as a business thing or anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was recording broadens videos and then I wanted to share it with my family.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna upload it to YouTube and family and friends. So that's how I was sharing it with people. I think that was in like 2011 or something like that. And but I didn't get into the Hawaii walks until 2017 when I started to see some Japan type, virtual walkers. They're like just walking around, and I'm like, wow, they can do this. I can do this too. I kind of like that. So a couple of my earlier Waikiki videos did really well, and I was like, oh wow! And it was just me using my phone with a gimbal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So because I remember, I started. Well, I was making videos a long time, but for Hawaii specifically, I remember when I was starting, there wasn't too many people. I think you might have been like the only one I seen that was like a local making Hawaii videos. Because a lot of the videos at the time were visitors, tourists, influencers are coming in, they're doing vacation highlights, and then they're digging out.
Yeah.
I hardly saw anybody that I'm like, oh yeah, that guy grew up here.
Yeah.
And so when I saw your videos, I was like, oh, there are people that, or at least one other person, making YouTube videos. And so that was encouraging to me because for a long time I was thinking, I love to make a YouTube channel, but I'm so ashamed and no one's gonna watch, and nobody's doing it. But then when I saw your stuff, I was like, okay, well, this guy can do it. So I'm like, okay, I could make some videos about Hawaii too. And you know how it is, it's super slow, right, in the beginning, and then you just, you keep
painful at the beginning.
Yeah.
It's like.
But I remember when my videos would get like 100 views, and I was like, 100 people. And I miss that kind of feeling where, because as you scale up, right, that dopamine hit, that what you expect keeps going higher. So it goes to maybe you start at 100, and then 1,000. Oh, that's a big video for you, and then you get 10,000, and so it just gets bigger and bigger and harder, to do that over time. But yeah, I remember watching your videos in the beginning, and I was like, wow, okay, someone else is doing it, and what I liked about your channel, and still is, you continue to make the videos. You're so consistent, and you, like you're saying, you document stuff, and I think that's really important because I'm sure, like from some of the earlier stuff, if you walk down places like Kaka'ako, like Ward Village and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I'm old enough to remember what it used to be like, but your videos are like the actual proof. So people, when they see it, they're like, oh yeah, I used to have this place and that, and so much has changed, especially in town, more so.
Oh, yeah.
I noticed. So it's nice to have somebody who is just walking around. It doesn't have to be a fancy drones, and it's not a promo video, right? It's just you're just walking around, and you're just showing what you see. And I know for me, years later, I can look back and be like, oh yeah, that's how it used to be. Those were the stores that were there, or that's that place. And so I do you think that, I guess, who is your audience that you've come to find, or who I guess who's found you, and then what do you think they like about your stuff?
I think my audience is a lot of Japan and a lot of U.S. mainland people. I find I have like Australia watching, and I have a lot of other places too. Like aside from Australia, there's a lot of Canadians. Pretty obscure places too. Like I'm like, oh, I can't like. Was it Lithuania and like Turkey? And I'm like, whoa, what? And people come in and say hi to me, and I was just surprised. I was like, wow, thank you so much. And they're pretty good on being able to speak English still. So, anyways, that was kind of nice. But I think it's U.S. And Japan. I think the thing with Japan is I don't speak Japanese, so. If I did, and I was like thinking, oh man, I want to learn, but I haven't. I don't know. I'm hesitant to put that much effort into it, I guess. But that's the main stuff. I'm sorry, I forgot what else you asked me.
Oh no, I was going to mention. So YouTube has auto dubbing now. Yeah. Oh, I don't know if you've experienced that.
I saw that.
It's wild.
So
my wife watches Japanese YouTube channels or Japanese YouTubers. And so I checked out her phone. I was like, okay, let me try this. And it just translates it in English.
Automatically.
Yeah, automatically. And so you're hearing English, even though...
Is that a setting you have to put on there?
I don't know if it's... I don't even know if you could turn it. I assume you could turn it off, but I think it's region-based.
Okay.
So she noticed that, that option is available now for the Japanese videos. And so I'm assuming that people in Japan that watch your stuff and watch any videos from like the US, they'll have that feature. And so they'll hear like a male Japanese voice.
Right. That's not me.
Yeah, that's not you, but it's what you're saying. So it's kind of like an interesting.
I've seen some like that too, and at first I was like, "What is this AI thing or whatever?" And so I'm listening, and they're automatically translating. I'm like, "That's not the person talking," but I'm like, "Okay, well, this is kind of cool though, because I actually know what's going on now." Kind of. I don't know how accurate the translations are, but it's better than nothing, right? So, oh, that's cool. Yeah. That's true. There's a lot of tools now that YouTube has at our disposal, or for the audience to be able to, I guess, click on or off or whatever.
Yeah. My second part of that question was, who do you think your audience, or why do you think your audience likes you, or why do you think they're drawn to your content, and what you do specifically?
So I notice a lot of my audience is Waikiki, and it was kind of boring to me after some point, because I'm like doing the same walks over and over again. But as soon as I deviate and try to show something on the North Shore or something, I'm like, wow, this is gonna do great. I don't get the views on it. So I'm all like, that tells me, okay, they're not interested in that, or my viewers are just Waikiki viewers. And I don't know who's watching me, if it's travel agents playing it on the TV or whatever, but I do know that a lot of them are watching on the TV, like 50% of them.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that. When I found that out, I was like, okay, because I started to do 360 videos also, and then I found out on 360 videos you can't use the TV to turn it around and look.
Oh yeah.
So eventually, after a while, I just decided to make another channel to put my 360s on, which I'm not sure was the best thing to do, because I at least still got 1,000 views on the regular channel. Now I'm like 20 something views. I'm like, man. And then I tried to search it up. You can't find my 360 videos, so you gotta go straight to the channel, or But like you said, it's painful at the beginning when you start another channel or just a channel. But so anyways, unfortunately, a lot of my viewers want to watch Waikiki. I feel like it's the destination place for a lot of the visitors.
Yeah.
Which is fine, because I'm fortunate. I live next to Waikiki, close to it. I mean, I can walk into Waikiki in like 15, 20 minutes. But I'll usually drive down and park at the Honolulu Zoo. I mean, not the zoo, but
park.
By the Shell.
Yeah.
And then walk over. So it's really convenient for me to do Waikiki, and even though I get bored doing it.
Do you find? Do you feel like it's a trap? Because I know that, especially how YouTube, sometimes it feels like it's very hyper focused.
Oh, right.
So once you start making videos, and especially once like a video pops,
Yeah.
it's really popular.
Yeah.
There's that desire as a creator to just, I guess like that's what works.
Right.
I gotta keep doing that. But then
Right.
the more and more you keep doing that, the more and more that becomes your brand, what you're known for. And then if you
Right.
try to do like other stuff,
Yeah.
people are like, what is this? And then
interested in
I guess as the content creator, you just gotta be like, okay, well, I guess it's not for that audience, but maybe another audience will try to find it. Because I'm sure there are food guys that they love food, but then they're just known for food here. And then if they try to talk about something else, it's like nobody really cares, unfortunately.
Right.
But I found like with my channel, there's stuff that I see is like, oh, it's really, people love this kind of stuff. And then I have the temptation to just dive into it, you know, like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna keep talking about that kind of stuff. And sometimes I'll talk about it occasionally, but I know if my channel becomes just that, like, man, I'm gonna get bored. I'm not just that. I don't just think those things, you know, and that's why I'll make videos about school supplies or make videos about whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know if people like it or not,
Right.
but I'm like, I like it, so I'm just gonna talk about it. But you know, and I just have to be willing to accept, you know,
Whatever comes up.
whatever the views may be, like maybe 1,000 views. I'm like, okay, that's fine, and then I just move on.
Yeah.
You know? So I definitely understand, like, that feeling, that pressure. Oh, I gotta keep making the same kind, and it's hard.
I do feel it's kind of like that. I mean, it's your audience kind of, I guess, has an effect on how you decide to make your videos or what topics you're going to do, like you said. So, but I mean, when you get to that point where you want to be more creative and try other things, I guess it's not going to stop you. You're just going to try it anyways and see how it will do, right?
Yeah.
And usually we get disappointed, right? But
like that's like these videos, to be honest. Like nobody asked to do them. I'm sure my audience did not ask, like, oh man, I really want to listen to him talk with people for like over an hour. I'm sure they never asked for that. But I'm like, man, this is what I just want to do. I want to try it. And I don't know how they're going to do collectively, but I just was like, I want to learn these skills. I want to experience it. Right. And who knows? So yeah, it's risky as a creator, but I don't know.
You're good at it, though. You're good at whatever the topic you're talking about, and just expanding on it and elaborating on it, and just diving into it more. As I can see all the things popping up in your head too when you're talking about. I'm like, this guy, he knows. And not only are you just talking about hypothetical things or whatever, you're talking about factual things too, and you're mixing that all up, and it's like, wow, okay. I can tell, I know why, I mean, just from watching your videos, not just now, but your audience likes that about you, I feel like. So that's really, I don't know.
Well, it helps because I usually work off of a script or an outline. Do you work off of something when you're going out?
No, I mean, because most of my stuff is like a virtual walk or something, I don't have any scripts or anything like that. I used to do like, when we were going through the pandemic at the beginning, I used to try to do these updates, and I don't know why I wanted to do that, but I did it. And so that's the only time I ever scripted anything. So I actually would talk about the numbers and all that kind of stuff. And then I was really careful though, because I did not want to say stuff that would either get me in trouble or that was not true. I wanted to say stuff that I could be factual about.
Yeah.
So I just practiced the scripts, writing the scripts and then talking, and how many takes I had to do. But aside from that, it's pretty just like on the fly. And then since most of my stuff is virtual walks, I've had people tell me, dude, can you stop talking? I love your videos, or can you stop talking? Or your flip-flops, or I can hear it. Can you I don't know, do something about that? Or, but then I also get people who ask for narration. Can you talk about where you're at? Yeah. Can you show the prices of the goods you're looking at, and or talk about the hotel, or stuff like that. But so it's such a different, you don't know sometimes what to do, because you're like, oh, I think I should do this, but I don't know. I'm gonna make somebody grumpy.
Yeah. All right, here's the food. Oh, this is like the best part. Oh,
Thank you.
oh, thank you.
You need soy sauce?
No, show you for me. Thanks.
So I was craving this. I don't know why.
No, it's good.
That looks so good.
It's one of those like we eat at Zippy's a lot, but you can only get this in the restaurant, yeah.
Oh, right.
So I'm like, every time I get a chance, I'm like, this one or maybe like the clubhouse sandwich is a big one, you know, because it's a lot of sandwich. But I just like the bowl. I don't know why. It's like it makes the salmon feel more special.
Special, yeah.
Like, oh yeah. But yeah, dig in. But you mentioned the pandemic. I was gonna ask you because I know as a Hawaii creator, the pandemic was this weird time.
It was.
You know, and so do you remember how that was? Not just your growth of the channel and what you're doing, but like just how it was, because you know, we think back only 5 years. And it seems like forever when we were wearing masks and on lines and you know, kind of go beach and you know, and everyone had plastic dividers. But now it's like I think back like, it's kind of like normal already. Like it's like 2019.
Yeah.
So, can you describe how that was for you, and you know, with what you're doing? And
It was so back then at the beginning of the pandemic, my channel was doing okay, but it was like, you know, I think I had maybe 2,000 subscribers maybe or something like that, and I was growing, but not as fast as when the pandemic went into full effect and people could not travel. So now they wanted to know everything's going on, right?
Yeah.
So going out, remember we were kind of restricted, right? You couldn't like, they had us on lockdown pretty much, but you could go out for exercise. So I was like, that's okay. I'm gonna go out and film because that's what I do anyways, like virtual walks, right? I'm just gonna go out. So I did that and it was fine, but it was so weird because you see the beaches are empty. You see people walking, but not too many. It just seemed really eerie. It was so weird. But that was my biggest growth though during the pandemic. It was a benefit for the channel, but such a weird time. And I gotta tell you, I was so paranoid at the beginning because there were so many unknown things, you know? We're like hand sanitizing, washing everything, wiping all the groceries.
I remember.
Right? It was, because you didn't know. You didn't know how you were gonna get it. We're wearing masks outside of the parks.
Dude,
like,
I used to run with a mask.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Looking back, I'm like, gosh, that's so dumb.
Yeah.
But I used to run around here.
Yeah.
I used to run to Magic Island.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just gotta wear a mask, I guess, because I was training for the marathon. And then of course the marathon they canceled and they made it virtual. But I was training and I was trying to run, and yeah, I was just, you see the mask like,
that's hard.
You know, like, I know, I was like, and so I would pull it down, like, okay, I gotta breathe. Okay, now keep going and running.
That's training in itself. We're like breathing with, you know, with that kind of, or your mask on, it's so much harder to breathe. So that's like, I feel like that's training too, like somehow.
It was crazy.
Yeah, now that you mention it, thinking about all that, it was pretty nuts. It was like, because you didn't know what to expect. And you're like thinking, okay, the droplets fall like how far, 3 feet, 6 feet, what?
Yeah.
So, you know.
I just remember especially for you, if you're still walking around, you know, some of those tourist places like Waikiki and stuff. I remember the first time we went to Waikiki in 2020, it was empty. And it was weird. I mean, it was empty in town, hardly any traffic, but I remember in Waikiki, we're walking on Kalakaua, I'm looking around like, is anything open? And a lot of stores weren't open. They were closed or restricted hours, but I just remember it just being so empty down in Waikiki. And yeah, it must have just been weird, because I remember during the pandemic, I wasn't gonna go out because I just had my son was just born that year. So I was like, yeah, we're not really like walking around too much. I mean, we'd go out a little bit, but really we're not going out, you know, to walk and enjoy, you know, what you normally do. Oh, thank you. Oh, that looks good. Thank you. And so I remember watching your videos because you're walking around. I'm like, oh, okay. So I would see how how crowded it is, or I'm like people wearing masks or no mask, or I was just like curious because I couldn't go out.
Right.
And I remember was watching the news all the time, watching the counts all the time, and I remember in the beginning it was so little bit, and then all of a sudden I remember they started jumping to thousands, and I was like, oh, now it's serious. And I again as a new dad, I'm like, what do I do? Right? Do I just shelter us,
Right.
or but we gotta go shopping, right? We gotta go get food and diapers and all that kind of stuff, and yeah, just seeing how we changed, just as with businesses and even like local people. Do you think that has kind of worn off, or are we?
I think it has. Maybe not with a lot of people because I still see people. My stepdaughters. I have two stepdaughters. They're like in their 30s. They still go out with their masks. So to them, it's still worth it to. And I never got sick the whole time during the pandemic. And I always get some flu, or something.
Yeah.
Once a year at least, one big one. And I never got sick for like 3 years.
Everybody was staying away and washing their hands as well.
But yeah, and then after all that, then finally, I got COVID once, and that was kind of at the end of that first 3 years.
Oh.
Has it been? How many years has it been already?
5, right? To 2020. So I remember March 2020. I was like, that was it. That was when my workplace closed, and it was like, okay, everybody just staying home. We don't know what we're doing yet. There was no remote. It was just everybody just stay home because we don't know what's going on. And then, the mask and all that.
Yeah, I remember. I know what happened though. I was supposed to go to Mega Bon, the Bon dance at the Aloha Stadium.
Oh yeah.
It was the last one that they had because now it's at Leeward. But it's basically a food truck event with a Bon dance in the middle of it. But that's when I got sick because I was supposed to be part of the media team that was supposed to help film it. Oh, wow. But not, I film it in my way. Like I don't like whip out my big cameras because I have to perform too. And I'm like, I don't want to leave my stuff and somebody walks off with it. Yeah. So, that's what I remember anyways. That's when I got sick for the first time with COVID. And I didn't get sick that bad, but it was hard because I had to sleep. I slept in my computer room because we have like we had like 5 people in the family, and it was my son uses the same room as me too, so I was like, I didn't know how confined I needed to be, and I had partition in the room and stuff, but that was probably not enough. But anyways, it was just a weird time, and so I was like, okay, well, this is kind of what it's like. But I know there were other people that got really sick, and I was like, it was like not as bad for me. So
yeah, I got sick a couple times. It was mostly, I would say, the reaction to the vaccine was worse. And actually,
oh really?
Yeah, for me at least.
Like when you get a flu shot and you're like.
I was
out of it.
I was one of those people that was like, oh man, give me 3 days. But yeah, I just remember, just watching the news all the time and just being stressed out and trying to keep away from everybody. And then eventually, things like loosen up. But were you able to go to Japan during that time? I know you've been to Japan, but during that COVID time, so we got to go to Japan and it was nice. Because the flight empty, and then even in Japan, the tourists, there weren't really anybody. And the thing about the mask is everybody wears mask anyway, right, in Japan. Right. So that's one thing I noticed the first time I went to Japan. I'm like, how come they're covering their mouth? And I didn't understand as Westerners, someone from Hawaii, I didn't understand why are you wearing masks? Are you sick or you don't want to? I didn't quite understand the purpose of it.
Right.
But were you guys able to go to Japan relatively early, or you guys waited?
I think we went back as soon as they opened up again. But during, like if you were able to go back for special reasons, we didn't go back that time. But we were in Japan when it started. So people were saying, dude, you better come home because they're gonna lock down and then you guys are gonna be stuck there. And my wife was like, that's fine. She loves going to Japan, yeah. So
Yeah.
but I said, no way, I need to go home.
How often you guys try to go to Japan?
Once a year usually. One year we went 3 times. It was like nuts. My first time to Japan was in 2017, and our Abundance group got invited up to Fukushima. So and our club name is Honolulu Fukushima. So, we had ties with them, and they had a Kenjinkai Fukushima group that went up with us too, and everything from Hawaii. So that was my first time, anyways. So that next year, because of that trip, and it was so hot. That's all I remember. It was so hot and uncomfortable, And I know you know how it is.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's blazing.
The humidity.
You brought shoes or you went slippers?
I bought shoes. I have plantar fasciitis, so I gotta wear shoes like most of the time.
Oh, okay.
I walk on the beach, so I'll walk around with slippers, but I'm suffering after that. Yeah, after that, I think 2018 we went 3 times. It was like my wife, she loved all the food and all the, and we hit the big tourist spots, so we're not like just a country, seeing the countryside. We're buying into the tourist stuff.
So you guys mostly was that Tokyo then? Mm-hmm. Like you guys go Disney and
Tokyo, yeah. We went to Universal Studios. We've gone to Disney, but we've gone to other obscure places like Nikko, Takayama. Well, Takayama's a touristy spot too, but
you guys go like Hokulani or
where?
Hokulani?
No, we never went up for New York. Kyoto, Osaka, the bigger areas.
Yeah.
Where do they have the snow monkeys? We went to Nara for the deers. There's a place with the snow monkeys.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Where they have the onsen for the hot springs for the monkeys there. Fukushima is probably the more country place that we went to. And Nikko, I think. Nikko was kind of cool because I think there was a foot bath right outside the train station.
Oh yeah, I like those. I wish I don't know if we should have them here, but you can imagine you get off the bus stop and then there's something around. I'm like, oh, maybe not, but it's so nice. Get out, put your feet in.
The idea would be really nice. It's just the homeless guys would be over there too, yeah, probably over here. I really like going on our trip to Japan. Kind of miss it this year. We got into this thing where we have a bunch of cats now. And we haven't had pets for a long time. But a stray mama cat came into our yard, gave birth to 1 litter. And then before we could catch her and fix her, we didn't have a plan yet. She gave birth to another litter within I think 3 months later or something like that. I think my stepdaughters were kind of dealing with it at first, and I think they thought that maybe the mom would just take them somewhere else. Yeah. But they got attached to them, and they brought 2 of them in the house, the first litter. And I think they were trying to bring all 4 of them, those 4 from the first litter. Anyway, sorry. So what ended up happening was 2 of them stayed in the house. We ended up adopting all of them, fixing the mom, catching all of them, so they're all fixed now and stuff. And now we have 10 cats.
Oh, it's like a reality show.
Yeah, and the dad, he comes around too.
Oh, wow.
But he's the only one that's not fixed or have meds or anything. But they're all on flea meds, and so all our money has gone into them.
My kids.
Yeah, I know. And my son is 17 now.
Oh, okay.
So he's a senior. So I guess it was at a time that we're like, okay, he's kind of more independent now, and I don't know. It's been good though. It's been beneficial to us, I think. It's been more responsibility for us, but yeah, it's nice to have animals again. We haven't had for a long time, so.
Oh, okay. Did you grow up with pets here, or?
I always had dogs and cats at my dad's place.
Yeah.
And since I got married and stuff, I haven't had any animals for a long time actually. So, and it was because it's too heart-wrenching when they get sick and they die and stuff. And then to do that over and over again, it's like, okay, one one gets sick and dies, and then another one, and you know, I mean, it happens over time.
Yeah.
So, but so now, yeah, we have 10 cats.
I'm assuming the people that watch, they like the cats.
Yeah. So, funny thing about that. So I started a cat channel because I see people who watch cat videos. I'm like, wow. Now I'm not gonna be, because you know I'm a documenter. I'm not gonna make the fun AI videos or the fun cat videos, short videos. I'm just gonna video them there, petting, feeding them, talking to them in my high-pitched voice. I don't know why that happens when you talk to animals. Yeah.
I think that's really good. Like, I remember some of your older videos, because you walk around sometimes with your family, and seeing. I remember when your son was a lot younger, and of course, you know, they all grow up. And then seeing him now, I'm like, oh, he's big, like grown up big, you know. And
Too fast.
and what's so nice though about that is you're able to, you can kind of see that and track that, you know, as a dad. Because I know when I made my first Japan video, I think the boys were 2 and under a year, I forget. And so we went, and just seeing them and looking back at that now, all these years later, 3 years later, I'm like, oh wow, like they have grown up a lot. And then this last trip, same thing, like, you know, we take video, and sometimes I make sure like small like flashes of them.
Right.
But just as I'm watching, I'm like, oh yeah, like that's pretty nice. And I think that's where like the longer form content is actually pretty good, because if it's so flashy and edity, you kind of miss a lot of the context of what you guys were doing and the conversations or things that you're seeing. But if you're just like documenting the whole thing, then you always have that footage, and then when you want to look back, like, oh, you can appreciate it. And who knows what kind of technology we're gonna have in the future? Maybe you can wear goggles and look at that video and you almost like be in there almost. It's like, oh wow, yeah. So I just having those moments when you do show, or you can look back on like your family and stuff. And
I have, because I do live shows and then I chat with people. People mention that a lot too, like, oh man, that's your son now, that's crazy, because I remember when he was really little, you know, and it was, and then I'm all like, I appreciate my videos more because I've captured that, you know, when he was smaller and how he acted before, and now he's like more independent, like doesn't want anything to do with us really. But yeah, it's nice to be able to look back.
yeah.
And he's kind of grown up on camera. I put my family out on camera a little bit more than I wanted to at first, I think. But it ended up being okay. You know, it's kind of testing the waters a little bit. But
And that's a hard thing to decide if you're the one creating the content. You know, how much do you share?
whatever.
I don't know if you ever encountered this when you're going out with, you know, you're just walking around or you're just going shopping or whatever, and somebody recognizes you and they talk to you and it's like they know you, but then you don't know them.
Right.
And actually they don't really know you because they only know you from the videos, right?
Right.
And that's a weird dynamic.
Yeah.
Whenever people, I love when people like talk story and you know, but I recognize it's weird because they think they know who I am.
Right.
But actually, they really don't know who I am. They just know what like stuff that I put out there, and of course it's edited, and it's what I want to, you know, people to see. I mean, things I talk about, I just talk about it, but it's a weird dynamic.
Yeah.
Especially because, you know, Hawaii is a small place.
Right.
You bump into so many people, and people will recognize you, right? They just see, hey.
Yeah. I hear you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I fall into that too because I'll meet other, say YouTubers like in Japan or whatever, and I have to remind myself they don't really know me, but just because I watch them and I feel like I know them, doesn't mean, you know. So I gotta watch how I act towards them.
Yeah.
So knowing that, when I get that to me, it feels weird. It's like, oh, I try to act nice and stuff too, you know, because I'm not offended that they came to say hi. It's just I have to remind myself that they perceive me as maybe somebody more than just a person that they know, like by name, like they feel like they know me. You know, like you said, like they're familiar with me. Maybe like I'm their friend or something.
Yeah.
And I got to both sides of that before, and so it's been interesting, yeah, when that does happen. And I think the more it's happened now, I kind of it doesn't bother me really now.
Yeah.
But at first it was like, whoa, oh, hi, nice to meet you.
Yeah. Who have you collaborated with in Japan?
So the people I've collaborated with,
Yeah.
John Dobb. I didn't really collaborate with him. I met him, and they're fine with me filming.
Oh, okay.
And then he's come to Hawaii also, for the first time. Austin, when he was little, he asked John, "How come you don't come to Hawaii?" You know, and finally John did a couple years ago. That was kind of cool meeting him here.
Yeah.
And later on, before he was gonna leave, we came to Zippy's and ate.
Oh, nice.
I feel like it was this one.
Oh, yeah? Oh, nice.
But okay, Shinichi and Satoshi. I've collaborated with him. He did a walk with me where he was thanking me for doing video. He likes Chinatown, so when he's in Japan, he wanted to see what Chinatown was like. So I did a walk for him, and he wanted me to check out this one restaurant, and it was closed already though. Like they shut down. Was it Charhan's Sut or something or
Charhangsit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never been there. I mean,
that's good.
I went there just for him.
Yeah.
And then we found out it was closed, right? Is that the closed one? Okay. So I think it was that one. So I've collaborated with them, and I've met them in Japan also. In Japan, Paulo from Tokyo. Is that
Yeah.
So we just bumped into him, which was totally random. That was in Kyoto, and he hadn't even been to Kyoto for a long time, and it was so random that we decided to go to Kyoto and then do that day because I think we had other plans maybe. But anyway, so that was really cool.
Yeah.
Because we also supported Paulo too before.
Nice.
So, okay, so those are the Japan ones, and then we have here. I've seen Charles, authentically Charles, but I didn't collaborate with him. Andy Bumatai, I did like an interview thing with him, and then this other guy, DJ Don Famuina, his wife is a musician here also, but he's a policeman and he's a DJ also. He's on Twitch mainly though. And then, but the YouTuber, Carrie Tyra and her husband Reed.
Yeah.
I did a podcasting with them.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I don't know, something got messed up with the audio, so I had to reload it up or whatever. But yeah, they were really cool, and their podcast I think is not video.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's is it more like marriage or family? The topic that they talk about?
Who were they? I think they were just talking, asking me questions about what I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you view? Because I know you dabble into some foods, right? But not like full blown like food reviewer.
Yeah.
So how do you decide when it comes to food? Because there's so many food people that are doing all like the food stuff, and especially like the cheap eats and the best chicken katsu or all those things. So how do you decide which one you're gonna do?
I actually don't plan for like a food thing. I just go there. We decide to go eat, and then I just film it.
Okay.
So that's how I do the food thing.
Okay.
Amanda Felix.
Oh yeah,
right?
Yeah.
They were another one, but I never actually collaborated with them. But I encouraged them when they first started, and then I've I've met up with them a couple times, just, you know, met up, saying hi kind of thing. And,
Yeah.
And then Sean Caliponi,
Yeah.
he's the one I did, I ate with him. So those guys, like, I feel like they do their research, they know where they're eating at, they talk about it, they talk about the food, they describe it, and they're really good. So when I'm eating, and like I already told you, I don't really have a plan. I just decided to be documenter. And if I felt like talking about the food too, oh, this is good, this tastes like that, then I would. But usually my expectations is just to film.
Why do you think people in Hawaii love food, or they love to eat food, of course, but they love talking about food? Why do you think that is?
I think because we have so much different ethnic kind of foods here, so much varieties all in one place.
Yeah.
I mean, not at the same restaurant, but I mean, it's within our grasp anyways, right? Because we have so much culture here.
Yeah.
So, and then it's a common denominator for sitting down and talking and being with family, right? Going to barbecues and picnics and get-togethers, and everybody loves to eat. And grandma is trying to feed you stuff you shouldn't be eating and just telling you to eat more. And so, I mean,
What was that for you?
I don't know, like anything, everything. It was like, Grandma, I'm full. I don't want ice cream or anything. No, here. Then not only ice cream, it's a pie and ice cream and a cake. It's like, I couldn't even eat the ice cream. Yeah, but
I find it so interesting. We love food collectively. I know a lot of people like food, but man, Hawaii people love food. They like talking about food. They love knowing where to go to eat and making recommendations.
Yeah.
And it's almost like this social currency where if you know where to eat, because I remember there was this person in my office, she knew like everywhere, especially in downtown. She knew everywhere. So you wanted, I don't know what to eat for lunch today, and you kind of run it by her, and she'd make recommendations and stuff. Of course, the food tastes good.
That's cool.
And then she would know what is good and bad on the menu.
Oh.
So it's not even
Oh
not even just a place. So it's like, if you go there, you might not don't order this, but get this, And I think there's a lot of aunties and uncles that they just have that knowledge, and it's just through experience, right? They just go in and eat. I'm always fascinated by how much food is such an important part of the culture. And like you're saying, it's a mix of food, right? It's not just like Japanese food or Hawaiian food or Chinese food. It's like this weird mix, and all these restaurants are coming in, and people are almost like making like fusions of different flavors. So it's not just the same.
Right.
So it's just interesting.
And I'm one of those people, and this is another reason why I don't do food videos, is because when I don't eat, I'm grumpy before I get to eat. So I'm not outwardly really grumpy. It's just I feel like I'm lacking the energy. I don't feel the greatest, you know. So when I talk to foodies, they're like, sometimes they don't get to eat their ramen that was hot before until later, and it's cold already. And like, how are you reviewing that when it's not even tasting that great? But and then if I had to wait that long to eat, because I'm taking my shots of the food and everything, and I would be like, okay, I can't do this.
Do you ever feel shame when you walk around? I know that when you use like a certain camera, I mean, I know the camera is typically not pointed at you, so it's not like you're like this and talking. It's either outward, or if you have a 360 camera, right? It's omnidirectional, so you can always just change it in post. But do you ever feel shame like walking around, or?
I do, and talking. Not all the time, and not every time. But like I said, once you get me talking, I can't stop talking sometimes. So sometimes, like maybe I just haven't eaten yet. I'm hungry, and so when I'm like that, I'll be less likely to talk on the camera, and when my energy is low. And but I do feel a little shame sometimes, especially when I'm around a lot of people. And if I've started to talk and I'm like, what are they thinking? Like, who's this guy? I kind of feel like the culture has accepted it a bit more because you see a lot of people talking to cameras now. You know, it's like, okay, that's a YouTuber or that's an Instagram person or, you know, and they just look at you and then they kind of keep going or doing whatever, you know. My thing is just to try my best not to focus on people when I'm, you know, filming. Because my thing is not to get people in general. I want to include the people because I want to show what's happening. But that's something I do keep in mind, though. I don't want to stand there and like just be filming a person, be like, oh, what's that person doing? Unless they're doing the performance. You know?
Yeah, I've seen those dances. Like musicians.
I'm sensitive because I know people may not want to be on camera, and I don't want to ever be said I don't want to be on camera because then I'll be like, man, I gotta go back there and edit this or whatever, and that can happen. But I've personally never had that happen. I do surf videos.
Oh yeah.
And that's happened before. Like the mothers of this girl that was surfing out there. And I can't see really good. The screen's small, so I'm just filming everybody. And they kind of confronted me, and I guess it's because they had a situation where somebody else, the other day, literally like the day before, was filming the daughter or whatever, and they were offended by it and stuff. So I handed them my card, and I said, you know, I'm a family-oriented YouTube channel. You can check it out. And then I said, I won't include your daughter. I said, which is your daughter? Because I didn't even know. And then once I knew who it was, then I made sure that I didn't include her. So I'm trying to be sensitive to the community around me. You know, my intention is, I want to, you know, if you're surfing, you're catching a wave and you're, you know, a visitor, maybe that's something you would be like, hey, look, that's me, you know? That's more my intention. Rather, you know, there's nothing really hidden, you know, behind that. But if I catch those, I've caught some professional surfers sometimes, and they're just in Waikiki, and I didn't realize that they were until I'm editing. I'm like, hey, that looks like, you know, so and so, and then so that kind of is exciting, you know. But other than that, I'm just I like to watch people surf and stuff like that, so I'll do that. So most of my stuff is, you know, like the virtual walks, and then I'll do surf. I used to do hiking too. And I messed up my feet, plantar fasciitis, from doing too much stuff on my feet. So I don't know. I just and then the bone dance thing, right?
So how did you? What I like about I know it's like on a separate channel now, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's actually very underrated because when I watch those videos, a lot of them are older, like Puna, and I don't know how many people are actually documenting that,
right?
And you know, recording that, not just for them if they ever rewatch it, but it's also for all of us,
right?
Because I don't know how that community is. I mean, I assume it's a lot. It kind of leans more on the older side. So I don't know if there's enough people to replace all of them in the next generation. So these bone dance events and festivals, they may not be as big come 20, 30 years. And so by having someone just record what was going on, we can all look back now and be like, oh yeah, like that's how it is. And again, you know, if you catch someone's relative, I mean, that's like priceless.
Yeah, and you see that in old photos too, like black and white photos and stuff, and you're like, wow, that's so-and-so, or that's so-and-so's grandma. And you may not have known them, but it's just a timeless thing that you can, I guess for some people it would be really meaningful, if they saw their relative. But, so the filming, I like to document those, but because I'm in the bone dance community also, I dance, and then I drum the Japanese drumming in the Yagura. And then I also do Okinawan drumming. And so for me, it's also a tool for people to learn the dances. I have a lot of people that thank me at bone dance class. Oh, thank you so much for doing the bone dance videos because I practice too. Yeah. And I used to put song labels and chapters, so people can just click on that and practice that song. But it was so time consuming, and because of all the copyright music, I never make anything off of those videos. So I had to wait out. Like, I don't mind doing the videos. I like it as reference. I can always go back and put chapters on it, but for me to spend that much time on it, I have to research some songs. I don't know what they are. I gotta ask my wife. Anyways, it was just too much effort. So I put it out there, and I'll put chapters for the group names now, but not the songs. But they loved it when I did the songs, because you can just go back there and practice that one song.
Yeah, sorry, you got mail on your lip. Yeah, no, I want to grab them. So
sorry.
So that for the whole video is like, why does he have mail?
Yeah, tell me, don't worry. If I got the Hanabata or something, let me know.
Hold on, I feel like that's so important, and I don't know too many. Maybe there's a couple other people that are doing what you're doing, like with the blonde apps online. I mean, there's some, but I don't know if it's as consistent. And especially with all the camera stuff you have, you can shoot with the best. Because some of these, most of them are nighttime, right? So, you gotta, or they transition from afternoon to nighttime. So you're gonna need, better gear. You can't just pull out your phone all the time. You're gonna need something that bigger sensor, or just a better lens, or.
I just dug myself some holes, and I got some low light, better performance cameras.
Yeah.
Because I use GoPro a lot.
Oh yeah.
I just mount it, so I can catch the whole bone dance, or I'll mount it by the inner circle where the lead dancers are, and I catch it like that with the GoPro. But I've been trying to figure out, instead of having like a big, mirrorless camera that I'm walking around with, I'm like I said, I'm involved also. I'm dancing and I'm drumming, so I don't want to leave my gear and then somebody walks away with it.
Yeah.
So I did invest in like a Insta360 Ace Pro 2.
Oh yeah.
And it's better with the low light. It is. I'm still trying to figure it out, but it overall is better with low light. And I have a DJI Pocket 3.
Okay.
I love that camera too, but it's not rugged. So the Ace Pro 2, I can just stick it in my bag or my pocket. The DJI Pocket 3, I have to put it in the case and then put it in my bag nicely.
Yeah.
But that one is also good for low light. I forgot what I was going with that. But yeah, equipment, is always a plus to have better equipment. Yeah. But I always try to find a line that I don't want to cross over that line where I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to. I'm scared to use that.
Yeah, that's a good point. For people, I know one of the things I would get asked a lot was, what do you shoot with? What cameras do you use? So I usually put what camera I use in the description. I don't know if people read it, but I just put it there because, when people are trying to get started, they want to know what to buy. And, I don't know if you watch camera YouTube channels, but man, everything looks great. And it's just like, oh my gosh. So I think I have like 7 cameras. Oh. And it's like, not even like these ones. I'm counting this as one.
Okay.
But like I have like 7 cameras, and like I try my best to not buy a new camera unless I trade it in.
Oh, okay.
So I cannot accumulate more than the 7 because
that's your number.
I just have like too many. So I have like the Ace Pro.
Okay.
The original one.
Uh-huh.
It was good, or it is good.
Yeah.
But I like the flip screen sometimes.
Yeah.
But the problem is the flip screen is, when I don't usually wear sunglasses in my videos, but when I do wear my sunglasses, I cannot see the screen because it has the polarization on that. So every time I'm tilting like that. And just to frame the shot or just to see what I'm doing. But I like it, because it's rugged. That's what I found shooting with action cameras. Although it's not as dreamy as full frame or a bigger sensor camera, I don't feel as shame to walk through a crowd or walk on the sidewalk or whatever, because the camera is so small. And with the Pocket 3, that's why I like it, because it's so small and the image quality is pretty good. But I'm always afraid, like I gotta put it back in the case and put it in my bag nicely, or else the thing breaks and then I can't fix it, right? So I'm like, And now the camera is so expensive.
Yeah.
It's like almost $1,000.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
what? I got a good deal on it because I traded it in. I'm like, yeah, I would not pay $1,000 for that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good, but oh man, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's too much.
So,
Have you been looking at the DJI website? Like I saw like a lot of things are just sold out. And is it something about importing to
it's probably the
US?
Yeah, it's probably like with tariffs and stuff, and maybe they're restricting the sales here just to kind of see where everything settles. But yeah, I don't know why, because DJI making good stuff.
They do make really good stuff, and
Yeah.
I'm so sad about that. I was shopping around for another drone, a DJI one.
Yeah.
And then I see this happening, I'm like, and it's okay. Because I got to dig myself out of my debt right now because I made all these, investments. So, but sometimes it's better not to have temptation, It's like, I'm not going to look for a while or something,
No, I know, and I think Insta360 just came out with a camera today.
Oh, no.
It's like a small one, and I know DJI is gonna release a small one. And I was looking at it and I was like, I don't really need one, but man, that could be my next trade-in at some point in the future. And it was just crazy. Like at least we're using it as tools, and we're using it to make videos, and the videos, with AdSense and for the channel. But I just think about all these other people that are buying it just for fun. And I hope that no one's like kind of cycling through that, where it's like, oh, I'm just gonna shoot family videos, but oh no, this new camera just came out. I gotta buy that one and upgrade. And then and now that there's maybe a few companies now that are really pushing out cameras, it can be very confusing and expensive.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, when I first got started in YouTube, I was using DSLRs and I was spending big bucks.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I gotta buy the bodies and then I gotta buy the lenses, and that's where the money is. It's the lenses, spending $1,000, plus dollars on glass. And I felt like I needed it.
Right.
But then I'm like, well, I don't really need it. I just saw it on a YouTube video. I'm like, they made it look so good, and how do I make my video look like that?
I'm susceptible to that too.
I think it's just natural, like when you're in the market for like using the cameras and all that. It's like, oh, what is this?
Yeah.
But yeah, I found that I just gotta limit it to 7. So if something looks good, I'm like, I gotta trade in for that, because if not, I'll just probably buy like a.
So on your action cameras or your smaller cameras, you got the DJI Pocket 3. What else? And the Ace.
Yeah, so I use the Pocket 3. So I've had the original Osmo Action, the first one.
Oh, wow.
That was really good. That was excellent. I wouldn't have replaced that, except the focus distance was bad.
Oh.
So if I'm walking around, I'm holding it, you gotta be kind of like a little bit further to be in focus, or else your face is gonna be a little bit blurry.
Oh, I see.
And then I got the Action 2, which was that module one. It's like a little square, but you kind of stick it on. It's a little different, but it wasn't durable. It wasn't meant to be tossed around and stuff. So definitely not waterproof when you put the screen on it. But it was a nice camera. Then the Ace Pro, and I recently traded one. My most recent one is the Action 5.
Oh, how you liking that?
So I just got it. I haven't used it yet.
Oh,
But the reason why I got it was because I wanted it to be easier to film, because the microphone for the Pocket 3, you know how it just connects straight to it's so good. And I'm like, the mic will still work with the Action camera. And I'm like, oh yes. So now, if I shoot with the Action camera, I brought it to Japan, or the I brought it to Japan. That was the only camera I brought. Super small. It was good. And I used my microphone to connect. But the audio was not crisp because it was DJI mic with the Insta360 camera.
Oh, okay.
So at least it's still connected, but it wasn't great. But now with the Action camera, the DJI Action camera with the DJI mic, I feel like, oh, okay, this is gonna be good, because the microphone with the Pocket 3 is really good. And so I just thought, okay, let me give it a try. So I lose that flip screen, but I'm going more for the convenience. So we'll see. I still have the Insta360 Ace Pro, but I was like looking at that for a long time. I'm like, I don't know if should I wait for the DJI next one? But I'm like, forget it. To wait forever. So I'm like, the Action 5 looks good. Just try it, and but that form factor, I like that form factor. I can't go back to the. I used to actually try with a big gorilla pod and the thing and oh man,
heavy.
Yeah, it's heavy. I'm weak, and then I gotta switch hands every single time because I'm tired. And then it's huge. You got the microphone on top. You just
and everybody knows what you're doing.
Yeah, you're just drawing attention. It's just so embarrassing, So most of the time what I would do is I would go in the corner or I would go off to the side and just sit it down, and then talk into it. And I'm like, what's the point of that? Like I wanted to challenge myself to walk around and talk. And I was like, I can't do it with that camera.
Yeah.
It's just I was just way too embarrassed. It's still shame for me to like walk around.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just way too embarrassed.
I was watching one of your videos one time, and then you said people recognize you, right? Like, was it a trolley or something? And somebody said, "Hey, that's hello from Hawaii" or something like that. And it's kind of I feel like that's a good thing where people recognize you. It's positive. And have you had negative reaction from people like in person? Right?
I don't think so. I think if they did, I'd be pretty impressed. They'd come up to me.
I know, right?
To say something bad to me.
Yeah.
But no, I haven't had anyone in person do it. But for me, my position has always been with my channel. It's one local's perspective.
Right.
So I don't claim to speak for everybody.
Right.
Non-Hawaiian. So I'm just speaking as like a local guy who grew up here, and I got family here. I'm still living here, and so the opinions that I do express, it's just based on my own experiences, and people can disagree, and I've gotten that in the comments.
People love to do that in comments.
It's so hard because when I see especially there's like the flippant comments that are kind of like, how is this nasty? But it's not really, it has no substance to it. But then there's some comments that disagree that have substance and reason, and the person actually thought out why they don't agree. And in those moments, I wish I could do like a quick video response to them, because I feel like it deserves just a reaction or just something from me that's a little more than just something real quick. Because I'm going through comments, and you can probably get a lot of comments because you got so many videos, it's hard to keep up. And there's certain comments where I'm like, I wish I had more time. I just don't have time. But So, but if anyone wanted to, talk about stuff and they disagree, I'm like, sure, we can talk about it. It's not so personal for me. I think, and I try to separate that. The opinions that I have, most of them they're just what I think. It's not my identity. And I think sometimes people, when they have strong opinions and things, it's like their whole identity. So when you disagree or you criticize, they feel feel so hurt.
Right.
And I'm like, for me, I'm more disconnected from those opinions. So whether you agree, disagree, I'm like, that's okay. We can still just talk. And to me, that's the fun part. That's the most important part. Is just the discussion on whatever it is we're discussing, and especially when the opinion is not something I understand. I just want to understand where they're coming from, because my experiences are very different from people from the neighbor islands, people that are older, people that are younger, grew up in a different kind of house. So, I'm more curious about why they think those things. And it's hard with the video because I don't have anyone to talk with. It's just me, so.
Too bad you can't make like little video reactions to each comment,
I know.
Like quick automatic upload or something. That'd be fun.
That's what I would do shorts or use shorts for, because I tried shorts. Oh, that was a headache.
Yeah, I feel like that too. It doesn't really work for me. It's like, do you ever get like a short that like blew up? Like there was like, oh wow, this is did really well.
I had some that were big. I think it was mostly by accident. I made a video, I think it was last year, possibly last year. It was where I was talking about Maui Gym sunglasses.
Oh, okay.
I had 2 at the time. Now I got a lot more. But
oh, nice.
Yeah, at the time I had just 2, and I was like, wow, these sunglasses are awesome. Because I was an Oakley guy, and I looked at my wife as Ray-Ban. And when I tried Maui Gym, I was like, okay, I cannot go back.
You're impressed.
It's so good. Like I'm like, wow. And so I made a video kind of just sharing my opinion as like a local guy. Because I never heard of Maui Gym, really. I mean, I seen their logo, but I always thought that was for like old guys.
Right.
So it's like, that's not really cool. But that video got big, and then the shorts that came from that video, they got a lot of views. And so it's interesting. I'm sure it's happened for you, where you post videos and maybe they don't pop off, but then later something happens.
Oh,
and then it just you get so much engagement.
Right.
It just explodes. So yeah.
I mean, like on the shorts and stuff, I've tried to make them, and I look at it as maybe bringing in an audience that may not normally see me. You know, because a lot of people might just watch the shorts, you know, and be like, oh, what's that? Oh, who's this guy? You know, oh, maybe I'll check him out, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Shorts don't really work for me either. I try it even with my cat channel or the Born Dance in Japan channel, and I have too many channels now. It's like
Yeah, I have so many channels that I started that
I didn't know.
well, they're just ideas that I had before in the past. I had like 10 ideas, and it's like I had to just pick a couple. So I had a book channel that I would read books and talk about books.
Oh, cool.
And that was good for a time, and then I stopped that after a while, and then that's what led me to doing the Hawaii videos, was after I did that one. So I think that one has about 45,000 on that channel subscribers. Wow. So it was growing, you know, pretty big. And this was before AI, so you know, if people want to know what a book was about, you actually got to read the book or you know, Cliff Notes or Spark.
So you had to do work for that.
Yeah, well, I liked it. I liked reading, so it wasn't an issue for me. But it's more just like thinking about the book, reading it, talking about it, and then sharing just whatever. And then that eventually led to the Hawaii channel, because, like I said, it got to the point where I was thinking about it, and I'm like, how come no one's doing it? Okay, let me just try. And I had the goal for 1 year. I'm gonna make one video a week for a year, and then if I'm not having fun, then I'm done. It just, What do you see yourself doing this in the long term, forever, or because you've been doing it for a while?
I like doing it. I like doing the walking videos. I like doing the live shows that I've been doing. It's a way for me to connect with people. Financially, okay, so maybe, I don't know if you knew this about, my wife lets me do this as a job. So this is my full-time job. So, which I don't make it financially. It doesn't work well enough that it, you know, can sustain me. But my wife doesn't care. She just, you know, I was working retail before and stuff like that. So, and I was like doing overnights. And so she told me, you know, quit your job, it's okay. And I held off for a while, but then I eventually jumped on and I said, okay. So this is my opportunity to kind of prove myself. It's been like 7 years already, and it's gotten better. But it's not where I want it to be, or where it can sustain me. So I feel like I want to go back to a regular job. And this has kind of helped me decide, maybe, because I was doing retail, which is always easy for me to go back to. I did do wedding photography, but that was stressed me out. But I think I want to do like help in the visitor industry, or be somehow in that. I mean, it could be these ambassadors in Waikiki or something. I don't know. I find out that I'm kind of a people person, where I can talk to people, where I like to help people. I want to, you know, even if it's, you know, just telling people where something is, or talking about how great this something is, or, and maybe I'm not so great on the food stuff, but I think if I'm in the area, I'll learn more and be able to point out those things. But I like that. So I think doing this has kind of led me into realizing that maybe if I, you know, did this kind of hospitality kind of job or whatever, maybe I would like that. I don't want to do cook and stuff like that, kind of food things. These guys work hard. Oh my gosh, like all the people who work at McDonald's or whatever, fast food. Oh my gosh, it's like, maybe when I was younger, I used to make fun, like, oh, you know, they work. But then, you know, when you get older, you appreciate it, and you realize that these guys work hard. So there's nobody should be bad-mouthing them, because, you know, they're doing a job, and I think a lot of them may even enjoy it. You know, like they like to help people, you know, in the way that they serve food and cook and whatever. But anyway, sorry, I was going off the way. But So that kind of a job I would probably have a hard time doing. But I've been, interacting with people and helping them to find things and do things. I'm like into that. I don't know. I'm not sure what that is though, but
Sure, it's out there.
yeah. It's like high school. I didn't get much help, I feel like, in direction of my job. So I've always been the guy that I worked at a job and I worked my way up. And eventually get supervisor or whatever. And then I find out it's too much responsibility. Oh my gosh, like, why don't I stay at the lower job where I didn't have as much? Just people tell me what to do. Sure, yeah, okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
So it's refreshing for me to have explored some things and then to realize that, hey, maybe I could do this. I might enjoy that more.
Yeah, I found, I mean, I had the thoughts of, oh, what, could I actually do this for real? Like, it's as a job to make videos. And there's those moments when I'm like, oh, I should go for it, especially during the pandemic.
Oh, yeah, right.
The views were good, the money was good. I mean, it wasn't great, but it was like, it was pretty.
For a YouTube channel, you're like,
yeah. For weekly videos, I'm like, oh, this could go somewhere.
Yeah.
But I just realized, I mean, I love what I do, my regular job, and it gets me exposed to so many things, and I think it's the interaction with people, that everyday thing that I can kind of separate the two. And so for me, I always look forward to when I get to make a video. It's not like, oh, I gotta make a video. But before, it used to feel like that. When I was putting so much pressure on myself, I was like, oh, I gotta make a video. So, if video comes out Sunday, I'm working on it on Saturday night. And I'm like, oh, it's so stressful. It's like, it's not fun. But I think keeping those two separate, where I can focus on my career and doing a good job there in the workplace, and I got my family, and then this YouTube thing is just like bonus. It's just something that is really for fun. It's more than I don't know, it's kind of more than a hobby. It's like a serious hobby, but it definitely will not cross the line to career. And I had to be okay with that and tell myself, that's okay. That's a good thing, because I need that separation just so I don't go crazy, because it's so much pressure sometimes, and the swings are, like if you're up on that high during, the pandemic, and you're thinking it's only going to go up, and then it has. I mean, it kind of dropped off. I mean, maybe I don't know if that's what. But for me, I'm like, oh, I'm doing the same amount of work and making the same video, or quantity of videos. I'm like, oh, it was way better during the pandemic, and people just had more time, and a lot of people jumped on during the pandemic, so a lot more creators and more videos out there. But yeah, if you jumped on that point, it's gonna be like this lull, and I don't know where that lull is gonna go. If it's gonna keep spike up again one day, or is it just gonna kind of gradually plateau down?
I want that. That's what I think. I'm in that same thought that you have. Like, I want to have that separation too, where I have my regular job, and then I don't want to stop doing the YouTube thing. I like doing it, so I can see myself continuing to do it, even though I go back to a regular job. And maybe my regular job might not even be a full-time job. I don't know, whatever it is. But I do miss that interaction, like working with people. Because my working with people now is I'm talking to the computer, and when I go walking and I see people in Waikiki, I say hi or whatever. But to actually, have that interaction with people, it's different. So.
But when you're doing those videos, do you still them where you're like walking UH? Or like Manoa side?
You mean like when I used to just go into like Manoa or different areas, or just like the UH one? Or
I think it was like where you're walking with like a friend or something.
Yeah, my friend Peter.
And you guys are just like walking, and
I go walking with him every Sunday, and then once in a while I'll be like, okay, let's film it again, and because I've known him since like first grade. So
okay.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, like to have known somebody since grade school, and I don't know. It doesn't matter to me if you use it or not. Like, we went to Hokulani Elementary.
Oh, okay. Me too.
You went there too? Okay. So, and then so I have fond memories of that school, and just, it was, after that, middle school was, got harder for me socially and everything, but it was just nice to have grade school as a fond memory. and to still have like a friend that I, talk to and stuff. So,
Yeah.
but that's cool.
Yeah.
I think I kind of knew that. I don't know if it was from an episode you did or whatever. I forget.
Well, so I went to private school, but then I ended up going back to Hokulani to finish up, and then after that I went to middle school and high school here. But yeah, Hokulani, it was a good school.
Yeah.
I had a lot of great friends, and my brother also went there too. And yeah, it's like tucked away. It's kind of small.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's special, but it's different. I don't know if you've been back have you been back to like see the school?
Yeah.
Or the park?
Only because my niece and my nephew went there also, and then my son went there. Too.
Oh, okay.
So he's older now, but my niece just left there. I mean, I've been to the school recently, but is it like the kindergarten, kindergarten area is different?
Yeah, well, I know I think they have a preschool class now, but that side is still different with the kindergarten, like the playground. But I was surprised with the fence.
Oh yeah, the fence.
That threw me off because
Yeah.
I think one time we were at the Kaniwai playground across the field, and I'm looking back, I'm like, what is that? Because before it was wide open, right? You just
Walk.
as soon as the recess, boom, you could just head out in the field and just play whatever.
Yeah.
And even the playground now is very different. I think before it used to be behind that last building, and but now I think they're getting rid of that, or they're gonna change it out.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But yeah, I just remember, we used to just go back there, and it just seemed so huge, to be able to walk around. I mean, I understand why they put the fence. People walking
It's like a
in.
prison though now.
Yeah,
It's like, whoa.
But yeah, I was just like very surprised when I first saw it. But yeah, a lot of good memories at Hokulani, and for me as a private school kid jumping into public school, I think that was probably one of the best environments I could have been in, because it was close to where my dad worked, and of course the school had a good reputation. My brother was also there with me, but the teachers that I had, the friends that I made, the kids were really great, and I'm hoping that for my boys, or my son, he just started this year public school, and man, seeing him, I think back, I'm like, oh man, like I guess I must have been like that too when I was like kindergarten, and trying to go to the whole school experience.
Yeah.
I know he's got a long ways to go. But yeah, it was good school. It's good school.
I don't know why. I remember like a lot of people in my class and stuff, but and then the campus a little bit. I remember the tetherball pole at the stream side.
Yeah.
I remember. That was fun. But when my son was going to school there, I kind of remember that it didn't change a whole lot except for that big fence, and then the playground looked nicer. Remember it had that was it on the kindergarten side where it had the merry-go-round thing?
Oh, I don't remember it. I don't remember merry-go-round.
There was a merry-go-round thing there, and I'm glad they don't have it there anymore, because I was playing with my friends on there. They were chasing me on that while it was spinning around, and I slipped, hit my face on one of the bars, and bloody, and like I lost a tooth, I think. But I was. I just remember those things are dangerous. Those merry-go-rounds, and I remember my friends would try to whip it like really fast. It's like, oh, and then you feel dizzy. It's like, because that gravity kind of pulls you off of it while you're on it. So, but I'm just glad to see them have improvements. They had the the soft flooring or whatever on the outside in the playground, so that like, if the kids fall, it's good to see improvements like that.
You guys had the Hawaiian garden in the.
No.
Oh, so I remember we had the Hawaiian garden in the corner.
Okay.
And then I looked back there now. I'm like, oh, it's all gone.
Oh.
It's like all clear. I think they moved it to a different spot.
Oh.
But yeah, it's so interesting. It's funny what you remember back to like elementary school time and stuff like that, and you're like, oh, and I mean, for me, in my 40s, so I'm like thinking back, like, oh yeah, I guess that was kind of a long time already. Even like high school, I think back. Like, I guess it's been a while since I was in high school, Like, the age your son's, at, and he's getting ready to move on to do whatever.
College and stuff now. We gotta do, he got a scholarship, he's gotta follow through and do the scholarship things that they have him do, and he's like grumbling because it's more work for him. You know, it's like, what? I gotta do assignments, and I gotta check in with them every month and have a one-on-one and attend these meetings. And I feel for him. So of course I'm gonna help him because it helps us financially too. So I'm not gonna leave him because he's doing really well. He's like on a roll, and I was never on a roll. In high school, the highest grade point average I got was a 2.0 because I wanted to play golf.
Oh yeah.
And the only reason why I wanted to play golf is so I could get off campus. So like, I was like, okay. And they needed another golfer. They only had 2 people at the time. Yeah. And then they added on me, but there was still one person short. So anyways, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. And my first year was terrible in high school. So after that, I would try to be better, Yeah. But seeing my son, the way he is responding to school and stuff is so refreshing because I wasn't like that. So it's really cool to see that, when you guys were talking, I forget what your friend's name was, but you guys were talking about schools and stuff. And so I was relating to a lot of the stuff that you guys were talking about because we were thinking about private school too. Yeah. But then we're like, oh, we can't afford that. We would love to.
Yeah.
And my nieces on my wife's side, they all went private school. And, you can see how they sit tall and how they're so much more vocal, and they seem very concise in how they're saying things and stuff. And but I like your friend was saying, it's almost like an expectation, I guess, for them to be there if they're going to be going there.
Yeah.
But aside from that, it was just financially, we're like, we're not going to be able to afford that. So we're lucky he is doing well where he's at, and just that's all. I'm just happy. I'm happy he can do that because I just couldn't do it. I didn't have that. So.
Well, yeah, free money. As someone, when I graduated, I didn't even know what student loan was, even though I had done the paperwork and all that.
Right.
And so I'm graduating. I'm thinking, bro, I'm gonna be rich, and I'm gonna get a good job, and I'm starting like, what am I gonna buy first? And then I see the bill, and I'm like, oh man. So it took me a really long time, to pay that off. And so any scholarship money, I remember back then I used to complain like, I get $1,000 scholarship. That's junk,
Yeah.
But I'm looking at like, hey, that's $1,000 less.
Right.
I gotta make payments on later down the road,
Right.
and it does add up over. You pick up those little scholarships here and there, or if you get like a grant or some kind of like work study, like when you graduate, it's huge because I remember when I was done, I didn't know how I was gonna make that back. I wasn't sure I was gonna pay it back, and it was nice because I had my grad school was paid off. It was free, but the undergrad, it lingered on forever. And so when I got married, me and my wife had a discussion like, okay, so we got the cash, can we just wipe it out one time, or what you want to do, Right. And so we're talking about the benefits of that, and we're like, okay, we're just gonna knock it out. And so it felt so good when I finally sent the final payment and all done, and I was free,
right.
And I could finally move on because that and just other stuff I was like, man, it's already expensive, and they don't care where you live.
Right.
You go to that school, it's like, they don't care. You could live in a cheap place or you live in an expensive place, Hawaii, you still got to make the payment.
Right.
So I was looking at that like, yeah, I probably should have worked harder for more free money. Because I'm like, yeah, I didn't know at the time. So yeah, all the free money you can get now, it's like, it does add up because, you're thinking 4 or 5 years, you go get a job. It's like, yeah, it's hard when every paycheck, after tax and all that other stuff, you got to go give it to, whoever. And it's like, oh man, I'm paying back something I already did. And especially if the degree or whatever is not even related to your job, and you're like paying for something you're not even using. And I was like, man, so but when it comes to the private school and public school, I'm glad that we picked public school, but I still have my moments where I'm like, I hope you'll be okay.
Yeah.
And it's hard because I got to experience both, and I learned the most on how to be a good student in private school, but I did the most growing up in public school. And I don't think I could have done the same amount of maturing and growing up in private school. Would have been different,
Right.
but I don't think I would have done the same amount just because of the kids you run into and you're friends with, and
Right.
you know, it's just a different kind of environment. You're not sheltered as much.
Right.
You're not protected. It's more, well, you got to deal with, you know, kids that come from all kinds of families,
Right.
and good or bad. And you know, fortunately, I had, you know, some really great friends, but I also knew some pretty rough kids.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, you know, and we went to Washington and McKinley.
Yeah.
So you know, we weren't in like I don't want to say the nicer neighborhoods, but you know, we weren't out in, you know, like Hawaii side.
Right.
You know, we weren't in those kind of areas. Yeah, we were, you know, we got everybody. So
That's
It was a
cool.
good
I
mix.
had almost the same path as you. I
Oh,
went
yeah?
to Washington and then I went to Kaimuki. So.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. See, I had a lot of friends that went
Kaimuki,
to
oh.
Kaimuki after Washington. I guess that was like a big split. Was
Yeah.
A lot of my friends went to Kaimuki, and then we all went McKinley.
Right.
And then yeah, from Hokulani. That's a big jump though. So when you jumped, then did anybody come with you? Because it's Jarrett, right?
Yeah,
Hokulani.
a lot of people, yeah, right. Where I live, if I lived across the street, I would have went to Jared actually, but because of where we were at, we went to Washington, and then after that, you know, we went to Kaimuki. Kaimuki was right down there, so
Yeah.
I did have a lot of same friends. So and luckily, it was the people I kind of knew. But then, you know, it was really weird. Like, so middle school, I had the same friends. I started, I don't know what it was, like socially, it just started to get disconnected from them.
Yeah.
Maybe I was trying to find my way or whatever. And so by the end of middle school, I had kind of had all new friends, and I stopped talking to all my elementary school friends. So I just felt like the biggest jerk, like in high school. When in high school, I realized this after my first year. You know, you're trying to fit in. It's high school, right? I was like, man, how come I dissed all my friends in elementary? Because I have such fond memories of them.
Yeah.
So I tried to start being nice to them by my sophomore year, my second year, which was actually my freshman year because I failed. How do you fail ninth grade? You don't go to school. That was really bad. So I'm really proud of myself. But I had a realization that I was like, you know, why was I acting like that? So I started saying hi to them at least, and
Yeah.
I think they were like, wow, what's Luke's saying hi to me? Like all this time he's like being distant from us, and now he's saying hi. So I don't know. And I totally had different looks. Like I don't know how you were. Like I went through this rock and roll. I had leather jacket, long hair, combat boots in high school. And then in middle school, I was like looks like surf trunks and, you know, surf tees and slippers. And so I don't know, it's just weird. I guess your identities that change, how it changes.
Yeah.
I don't know if did you go through stuff like
Yeah.
that?
I had phases, and for me it was really hard because from Hokulani, I think I had one friend that came with me to Washington. So, and you know, it's a big school now. It's a bigger school, so it's not like I see my friend every day. So I have to make new friends, and then from there, you know, kids are splitting off again, and you know, going to another school, and then trying to make new friends, and yeah, like with the different phases and stuff. I grew up, you know, we had like it was all about it was the 90s, so you know, people
yeah.
wearing baggy clothes, and I just remember wearing like big jeans and big shirts, and apparently that's back. I don't know. Baggy clothes is
Yeah,
back,
it
like,
is back. It is back.
And yeah, just getting to different kinds of music I listened to, and but yeah, it was mostly like, for me, high school or that age was mostly like sports, played volleyball and golf, and then yeah, just trying to figure out where I was gonna go. And then as soon as I figured out after graduation, like going to college and stuff, it was like, okay, now I gotta kind of start that up, you know, figure out what I'm gonna do up there in the mainland. It's a very different learning experience, but yeah, I think everyone kind of goes through that, you know, and the people that don't, I look at them like, that must be nice.
Yeah, right.
Like you're cruising with the same people, you know, from like elementary, middle, and like, wow, you know. But you know, there's something else, I think, to making new friends, and you get a diversity of people that maybe know you, and then maybe you can reconnect later on in life, you know, because everyone is all over the place,
Right.
you know. So it's not like, you know, I went to school in town, so I don't know, most people, I don't know where they are. They, you know, they might still be here on Oahu, I don't know, but I think, yeah, just to have a bigger network of people that kind of know you and stuff. So it's always like interesting because I'm sure, you know, people came across one of my videos like, oh, I remember that guy. You know, I'm like, oh man, you know, small kind of shame because now I'm like talking about all this stuff and it's like, oh, I didn't know he talked like that.
Yeah, right.
You know,
right,
he
right.
thought those kind of things. I'm like, yeah, it's different. And yeah, I should grow up and stuff. And it's a way to connect. And people have refound me, you know, seeing my YouTube videos, especially the one video that kind of went big for me in like 2020. A lot of people started texting me and messaging me like, "Hey, this is you," and I was like, "Yeah." So
That's cool.
But it's yeah, I'm not on really social media and stuff and Facebook and stuff. So for me, it's I guess it'd be harder to stay unless you got my phone number. Then it's harder, I guess, to stay more connected. But yeah, I've always looked at those people that just grow up and, you know, they, or like guys that grew up in like Wamanalo or like those small communities like Nanakuli. It's like, oh, I grew up with everybody, all the neighbors and friends, and it's just this, their group, you know, and I'm like, wow, it must be nice.
Yeah, I know. I think that too. It is. But then also, their experiences probably are not as diverse and like, you know, that's what they know. It's kind of good, I feel like, to be able to experience different things because then you can see what works better for you too, or learn from other people that instead of just having a smaller mindset too sometimes. Well, I'm not saying that all communities, if they're so tight that they have a small mindset, but still, you know, it's helpful, I think, in general to see, I don't know, experience more.
Well, especially, yeah, and I definitely saw it when I would leave, go mainland, and then come back. And I was like, whoa, and I'm sure, like, because you travel a lot, you leave and you get to experience and see other things and see how things are done other places, especially like a place like Japan. And then you come back, and every time I'm thinking, wow, why don't we do this stuff? You know, why we gotta do this? Like, there's better ways to do it, and it's not that difficult. Like, how come we cannot do it that way? Or things like traffic, or you know, all this stuff. You get
trash.
Trash. Another thing, I'm like, it doesn't have to be that way. You know, it just,
Yeah, no, I feel like that too. And you know, when you go and experience other places, like you were saying in Japan, like you come back and you have a different perspective on things, and then you question, how come we do it like this, or how come it's like this? Can't we follow that? You know, there's other examples, you know, and it works, right? So it's like, how come we can't do that? But maybe there's a lot of things behind the scenes that, you know, and then by law and logistics and stuff that we don't understand too, but still, it makes you wonder. You're like, hey, it's working over there.
Yeah.
But I think it's definitely helpful to be able to branch out and experience different things. I never went to college like on the mainland or anything. And in fact, I just went to Windward Community College just for a little bit. And then I decided to just go work. I was just working. So I didn't benefit from that experience, the college experience, like on the mainland or anything. And but I went to Seattle for like half a year. I lived there just with some other friends that were going to college.
Oh, okay.
And so that was my experience being in Seattle, and it was interesting. It was, you know, the culture is a little bit different, but I also found there's a lot of Hawaii people there. I found some people walking around the park and like, hey, that's a Manoa Valley jacket. I'm like, what? I was like, oh, and this was in the 90s. It was 90s. So, anyways, but so my experiences are more nowadays, like, you know, or within Hawaii communities, going Big Island or, you know, and stuff like that, which is different, right? I mean, it's not as diverse as going to the mainland or Europe or other places. You guys go to Japan a lot, huh?
We try every other year.
Every other year.
I don't know if that's a lot, but
I mean,
I would go.
time.
Well, I mean, that's more than I went when I was growing up.
Yeah.
The first time I went was when I was an adult. Like, so you know, my kids get the benefit of, you know, having a mom who's from Japan, speak the language. It's easier for us to travel. You know, it took me forever just to get my passport. So I think that was a big thing, just buying getting the passport. But once I got that, I'm like, man, I would go. If I didn't have kids, I'd be going like twice a year, I think, just because I love the experience, I love the food, I love the quiet.
Yeah.
And I know I'm only going as a visitor. It's the same when people come here and they think that's Hawaii, vacation and Mai Tais and the beach. And it could be, but you gotta make plenty of money.
Yeah.
So I know going to Japan, if that's not a real life,
Right,
you know,
right,
and that's why for me, like 10 days in Japan, I'm trying to get tired.
Good.
You know, I'm just like, okay, I'm tired of being a tourist already. I gotta get back to work. Or I gotta do something normal.
Right.
Because all I'm doing is traveling and eating and shopping, and I love those things.
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know. I feel like I'm trapped in a theme park. I'm like, okay, I gotta get outside, do some normal stuff, and then I can come back. So,
Right.
Yeah, I would go to Japan a lot more. But I like that we go. You know, when we go, you know, we see family, and for our boys, and they've grown to love it, and they get to be connected to my wife's culture because you know they're immersed here, right, where I grew up. But they're never gonna know how she grew up because they're here. So by going there a little bit, you know, they get to experience the train,
Right.
you know,
Oh, yeah.
just the
That's exciting. And scary.
the train station, other people, and you know, just the food, but also the language and the way their culture is just set up is so different.
Yeah.
You know, but I do recognize that I'm going as a visitor, and I know it's not like that.
Right.
You know, I know if I had to live there and work there, it might not be as fun.
Right.
You know, probably it's not as fun
Yeah,
as being a
yeah.
visitor. So I recognize that, but man, there's so many things I like about it. You know,
Yeah.
not just because I'm Japanese.
Yeah, no, me too. Yeah.
It's just, I like the culture. I like the way that there's some of that group thinking. Everyone just kind of agrees socially on certain things. It makes it easier to just live everyday life. You know, like pick up your trash.
Right.
And I thought we had that here in Hawaii.
Yeah.
You know, like pick up your stuff. What you doing? But then I don't know. I guess there's, on the flip side of that, there's also the relaxing attitude. You know, like the laid back attitude. So you know, you have that responsibility and things you're supposed to do, take care, and then you got the just relax and I can do whatever I like.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard
Right.
here versus like somewhere like there.
Right. Yeah, that's the hard thing, I guess. You gotta. Where's the balance? And
Yeah.
yeah, I realize that too. You know, my wife, she loves going to Japan, but then, you know, we're only experiencing. You guys must get a little bit more local feel though, because your wife, you know, family is there, right, and stuff. So. We're like doing all the touristy things and stuff, a lot of it. So, but you guys get to be, you know, in the regular local areas and maybe go out to the countryside a little bit and stuff. So, your experience is probably a little more, I guess, real
Yeah,
Japan.
I guess it's more, maybe a little more. It's a little closer to what an everyday Japanese.
Yeah,
but we're still on vacation.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
we're still blowing
mindset,
money.
yeah.
We're still buying stuff. You know, eating out all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we're not just staying at hotels and other things. We're staying more in like those smaller areas, and we are going out further from the big hubs. But yeah.
My limit is 2 weeks. Like,
Oh, yeah.
2 weeks is stretching it already. You said 10 days. Yeah, I'm all like thinking that too. As it's reaching the 2 weeks, because we've stayed there for like 3 weeks before, and now, man, we're all grouchy at each other by then. I'm trying not to be too grouchy, you know, because my wife is still loving it and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's mainly for her. You know, she loves to take those trips, so we go. But I you know, the whole culture thing and stuff is such an interesting thing. And even though, like you say, it's like collectively too. And I noticed that, you know, it's like assimilating, kind of like, you know, but it works. And it's like cohesive. It's like it's not like I guess if you're somebody who does not like that might irritate you. It's like somebody who doesn't like to be trapped on an island. They're like, oh, you guys don't get island fever. But I mean, you know, it works together in the harmony of it. I kind of like that too. I vibe with that. So I can assimilate with that. But then, like you said, if you look at the deeper and you're living there, and then you gotta look at the living situations and how the procedures of things. I watched some Japan videos and like, wow, you gotta do that for renting an apartment. It's like there's so much involved in it, and then how much, like over here is what you put one deposit down and then, you know, you can move in. Over there, you got to put the first month, I was the last month, and I don't know. Anyways, it was very interesting to hear.
Oh no, yeah, I think there's stuff that, and that's why, you know, some people might, they mention like, oh, so you gonna move to Japan? I'm like, maybe later, not now, but maybe later, because I like those things. I like how the culture is kind of set up where there are those rules. It's almost it's almost like so much groupthink that the individual. It's not like here where sometimes it's very individualistic. You just kind of do whatever you like, and you know, and that drives people to do and, you know, achieve more. But at the same time, you get people like overstepping boundaries and they're kind of rude and stuff.
Right.
It definitely happens in Japan too, but it's less common and it's more orderly there. And I've never experienced something that orderly, because we went to Made in Hawaii. Oh man, that was crazy.
Oh.
I'm like, that was nuts. It took us a long time to get in, and then once you got in, it was just madness. And I was like, I wonder how this would have been in Japan. The same event in Japan with the same amount of people, how would they have run it? How would people have acted as they're shopping and stuff? Because it's crazy. The lines are just.
The line just kept me from going in. I was planning on going maybe on Sunday, and then when I saw the line, I was like, never mind.
we went the first day and we were in line and it wrapped around like crazy, and we were by Red Lobster. And then so we got to go back across the bridge, down the canal, because it loops down.
That's crazy.
And then you go around, you turn the corner, and then you got to go in the neighborhood, and then you go around, and then eventually you go in the check-in. So it was a 70 minutes in the moving line. So it wasn't even like we went early and we waited. It was already open, everybody was moving it, and it was 70 minutes from the back. So
that's crazy.
I was like, man, that's crazy. So anyway, I just thinking about that versus if it was in Japan.
Yeah.
And you know, the Japanese lines, although they can be long, it moves.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like people don't mind it, and it's fine. Right. You don't get people cutting in line and, you know, all that. I mean, people were cutting in line at Made in Hawaii. Just how it is, you know. But it just, I kind of wonder what it would be like with that type of that orderliness, that group thing, cultural buy-in, or whatever it is.
People are definitely more respectful. They know what to do. They know how to act better. They're not trying to be loud and irritating. Some people maybe don't realize that they're being loud and irritating. They're just like that. But I mean, not to say that if you're loud, you're irritated, but you know what I mean, right? Because in Japan, like, they're all like, and I hate to keep making it sound like, oh, Japan's amazing and awesome, but I mean, you know, they kind of are in that sense, like, because the culture knows how to be already. Yeah. So and everybody knows to follow that, so it's, you know, it's nicer anyways in that aspect.
I don't know if Hawaii was ever like that. I feel like we had a watered down version of that. We had a culture, but it may not be as strict as that. But we had something that everybody kind of agreed upon and held on to. Right. And I don't know. Again, not to sound too old, but it's like it seems like it kind of falling apart a little bit. Watered down. You know, and that agreement that we all sort of made together is not the same.
Right. So different. I agree. I mean, because I guess they did bring that over, and then people adapted to that. That was like a base, almost like. Yeah. But then I don't know. Maybe it's having more influences from other people coming in now, and sharing their culture and their style of personality. Maybe that's what's watered it down a little bit. And then people going, well, I'm not gonna let them step all over me, so I gotta act up too, right? Yeah. Because it works when everybody acts responsible and polite and, you know, honorable to each other. But then when people don't do that, it's like, you know, how do you react so that you're not getting stepped on, so that you're still doing okay? Yeah.
I see that on the roads all the time. I'm driving in the correct lane, and then it's backed up, and then everybody's whipping down, and I know these guys just gonna, thank you, they're just gonna merge last second, right? Yeah. And I'm like, just get in line, it's okay, you know. Right. You don't have to merge absolute last second, because you're stopping everybody, right? Right. But I guess, there's that thing where it just, yeah, you got different people, their background, culture, how they grew up, and yeah, it's hard. I hope that, you know, for our boys, we can try to raise them with that same type of mentality of, you know, how it used to be respectful, you know, be kind, generous when you can, or maybe even when you can't, but just being generous and just trying to make sure we don't lose that, because I know there's this sense of, like you're saying, oh, you don't act like that to me, then I'm not gonna act like that to you, right? Because I feel like you're taking advantage of my niceness, my aloha, whatever that is. But you know, for us, I would say, well, if we start changing, then we just become like them, and then everybody gonna start changing, and then that's where it's gone. So some people would have to kind of hold that line and be like, okay, we know what's happening, but it's like, we just can't do that, you know. And that's the hard part, right? Like, who wants to do that? You know what I mean? Because but at least as for like local people, that's one of the things that is challenging, is as we talk about how things change, how people act, the real danger is we start acting like them, right? And then then you kind of look in the mirror and you cannot tell anymore who's who, because not everybody acting the same. So.
That's true. That you gotta have that base still that's holding that line to act that way that we want it to be. You can't. Yeah, I know. Our whole. I mean, that's how our country is being right now too, right? Yeah. Politically, so. Sorry, I know you probably don't want to go into that, but I mean, but that's the frustration there. I mean, you know, if you go that way too. So it is important, I guess, to perpetuate how, you know, it's supposed to be, and to be respectful and honorable and all that, without too much of the crossing of the line just because they're doing it too. Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, what are we talking about now?
No.
Sorry.
No. That's good. Is there anything else that you want to like mention? You want to plug?
I don't know. I'm getting kanakatak a little bit. Thank you. The food was so good. I was craving chicken katsu. I feel like I was gonna ask you something. I don't know. Have you guys? Are your family like in at all like into bone dance or anything like that? Do you guys go, or do you guys just go for the food? Maybe Grandma used to just take us for the food before.
Yeah, we haven't gone to one yet. I mean, there's so many in town. Yeah. So I think when the boys get a little bit older, then they won't. Maybe they'll be able to appreciate it. Kind of like for like Japan. Like the first time we went, my son was all over the place, my older one. But now, second time he went, a little bit more under control. Kind of knows what we're doing with the trains, and you know how to kind of walk and act. So I think like now that they're maybe a little bit older, maybe, I don't know, it's kind of borderline, but we could try. I mean, I know every year, every summer, right? It get plenty, and then we used to go to the one. Where is it? There's one out at Temple Valley.
Oh, Temple Valley one.
Yeah.
There used to be one over there.
Yeah. So we used to go to that one because that was where we grew, or where my parents' house is. So we would just drive around and there's so many people. But we used to go down and check that one out.
I never got to go to that one.
I mean, I never took video or anything, but just like that's where like our exposure was. And I think maybe
Wynwood Mall. That one moved to Wynwood Mall now.
Oh, it did. Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's cool. I just, you know, because for us, like I was saying, Grandma used to take us to the bone dances because it was took us to get food basically, and we were little kids. I think my cousin then would go dance a little bit, but Grandma never did. It was just something she took us to because it was happening in the neighborhood. And then skip from when I was a little kid to now. I never got into bone dance until maybe like 13 years ago, about 13 years ago. And for me, you know, because there's a religious background to it, but I'm not really religious at all. So it's more of a cultural community thing for me. And then I always wanted to drum, like in a band, like a rock band. So I don't know how taiko is. Yeah, taiko is kind of taking its, you know, fulfilling that a little bit, not really, because it's totally different. But I mean, you know, I get to hit the drums and stuff. So it's exercise for me. It's a little cultural, and it's something that we have, my wife does it, my son does it. And that's actually how I met my wife.
Okay.
At the Bon Dance. We used to take Bon Dance class together, and that's, you see people, they're like, wow, how do they know I know how to dance? They take Bon Dance classes. They go to classes. There's night classes every Wednesday at Hompa. There's all kind of places or senseis you can learn from and stuff. But it's just, I was just mentioning that because for me, it's just a social thing, more like a community thing. And I'm just an instrument in there helping people be entertained. And I just happen to be a filming guy who does it with other things. So I bring that over to the Bon Dance community and then I document that.
Yeah.
But I mean, other than that, I was just thinking, like, back in the days, in the plantation days when they brought it over, it used to be a social thing. And that was when the couples got to be naughty and they went into King Field after they met over there, But, it's, now it's different, of course, I don't think you have couples meeting there,
Yeah.
It's not a dating place anymore. But I don't know, just I guess a fun cultural thing, if you're into that kind of thing. I feel like when you're in it, you feel like a lot of people are in it. And then when I talk to people, other people, I'm like, no, they don't know. They don't know about it. They don't go to it or anything. And so I'm like, I get it. I'm in it, so I'm a little hyped about it. But it's also interesting to me to know there's so many Japanese here, in Hawaii. And most of them don't go. So I was just curious.
Oh, okay. No, I mean, that's something that I would like to take my kids.
Yeah.
And I think they would enjoy it.
Yeah.
I mean, my older one loves the drums, but it's something that, I guess we just haven't found. But I know what the season is when.
It starts in June, early June, and then it goes actually the last Saturday in October. It used to end in September, early September, and it kind of got later, one more. So now they have the Windward one on the first Saturday of October. So it's just a cultural thing. I don't know.
Okay, well, definitely something we'll look out for. And maybe I'll see you at one of them. I'll have the kids running around, so you'll just see them.
And that's the thing too. If your kids are high energy and they're running around and stuff, it may feel a little bit more stressful for the parents to be in an environment like that. You're like, where are they? So for sure, there's always an age-appropriate time, for when you're feeling comfortable to bring out your kids to stuff. So, and then with the pandemic and stuff, now we're all getting back to people still wearing masks at the Bon Dances, but not everybody. It just depends. Yeah. But okay, sorry.
Okay. No, that's cool.
I was just curious.
No, that's cool.
I was actually surprised to find out that a lot of my Japanese or Okinawan friends they're like, no, we don't go. So and it's cool. I was just curious.
Well, that sounds good. But thanks for coming out.
And thank you.
Hope you enjoyed.
Thanks for letting me babble on
that's okay.
story. I enjoyed eating and talking story with you. I hope you get something out of this.
Oh yeah, thanks.
Thanks, man.
Thanks. Sweet.
Hello, hello.